Hey everyone, Kendra and Becky here. We're so excited to have you here with us on our new YouTube channel and community Market Mamas. Our goal is to share with you all the experiences and many lessons we're growing through since becoming day traders. We want to bring you great content, and it's going to be primarily focused on trading psychology.
Yes, we welcome all viewers, both fellow traders, but also anyone who's trying something really challenging in their life in whatever your power pursuit is. Please come along with us on our journey and let's support and take care of each other. Thank you so much for being here with us. We hope you enjoy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Market Mamas. Today's going to be our very first must-read recommendation, and we're super excited to do something new for you all. So our first book today is going to be Atomic Habits.
Yes, Atomic Habits by James Clear came out about 5 years ago, and he did such a killer job of really drilling down into the daily habits and choices that you make in all aspects of your life. We're talking sleep, exercise, eating, business, meditation, relationships. Every action is a positive habit or a negative habit. And he gets into the reasons on why to increase your positives, how to identify and break the negative habits and master your behaviors, and kind of how all those choices can compound and can really lead to pretty remarkable results in your life, which is so impactful when you're pursuing anything, but especially something difficult. It can really be, some powerful choices. I just loved how Claire broke it all down into the system and the habits that you need and what you don't need. It was so good.
Yes, it was so good. And I was so happy when you recommended it to me. I was just so charged by it. And I recommended it to so many people. And you could just, it gave you that framework, that system. And it gave me a lot of confidence. Just such a good read. So many good parts. He just references, like you said, all different parts of life. So it wasn't just applicable to trading, but, fitness, lifestyle, all the different roles we play, all the different hats we wear, just how to be better at life.
Yeah, I loved how he had stories from such different walks of life in that book too, like Olympians and business moguls, doctors and comedians. He really put in a variety of different stories that really spoke to us in different ways, because you can have a big pursuit in whatever your drive is, and your habits can make a significant impact. It doesn't matter which trajectory you're on. It was really nice in that way because it made the tips really versatile. So I read this book for the first time like 3 years ago, and I really liked it, and I remembered it. I saved it. But then a couple months ago, I reread it, and I was so charged by it because now I'm like deep in the world of day trading. I trade every day, where this is a huge part of our lives now. And so this book spoke to me completely differently coming from this perspective, which was so cool. I don't know that I was anticipating that it would have so much of a stronger impact on me the second time, but it really did. And I found my favorite quote in this book on the last read was, "Your identity emerges out of your habits. Every action you take is about the type of person you wish to become." So for me, that spoke to me really significantly in terms of day trading, because it played into the fact of like how I want to be as a day trader. So I want to be disciplined, respect my rules, and do what I intend to do, trade my plan, and only get in at my levels for specific reasons and setup. And I think that if you can do all those things, there's so much power in that. And I have found that when I lean into like these strong habits and behavioral choices that I know when I'm trading, it can really magnify my results and that consistency that I'm striving for. So it's really evident when I started to kind of pull that more consistency into my trading, it had an immediate impact. And I never thought about habits before as like the kind of energy behind those choices, but it really kind of is. Like the things that you practice every day are your habits, and that really contributes to your results and whatever you're striving for.
Yes, so much. Okay, so another excellent point from the book that I loved was habits often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold and unlock a new level of performance. My goodness, that part is so important because we all get so discouraged when we don't see results like right now. Most people only want to do something if it's guaranteed, because that's the facade of instant gratification. James really explains how in any pursuit, in the early and middle stages of any quest, there's often a valley of disappointment when you expect to make progress in a linear fashion, and it's frustrating how ineffective changes can seem during the first days, weeks, months. I like to say even years, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. And this is the hallmark of any compounding process. The most powerful outcomes are delayed. And it's one of the core reasons why it's so hard to build habits that last. I think that's the intention of the book, is understanding that, you can allow yourself to cultivate these habits that will support you and, get you to your destination. But you have to understand that it is evolution and it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, that's so good. And it's almost like a hold to your faith kind of situation. If you can hold to your faith and trust in your system and give it time to grow, it can really compound. The next quote that speaks to us a lot is, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." This one's so big for trading, and maybe a lot of business pursuits, because it's like, what do you have behind you that is pushing you to your outcomes? Once you start learning trading and a solid edge, you know enough to be dangerous, right? You know enough to know where to get in, how to trade, where to take your profits, how to not be greedy, how to manage your risk. And so here it's like, if you have a strong system, that will hold you afloat, and then you can really kill it on strong days when it's your setup, it's the market is speaking to you. But if you have a wishy-washy system, if you don't have consistency there, you'll slide and you'll fall into the pitfalls of all of the dangerous habits with trading, the risky behaviors of revenge and over trading and all those things. And so this was just such a nice way of putting it. He doesn't even mention day trading in the book at all, but it's so applicable, because if you have a set system and trading rules and a plan and you hold to that, you'll be consistent and your equity curve will continue to rise. However, if your system can't hold you afloat, you're screwed, right? Like you'll figure out all the holes in your system over time, and then you'll realize, I should dial that in.
Right. Okay. And so then this really leads us into the next one that I love so much. You have to standardize before you can optimize. This is the most humbling thing, because like you said, sometimes we get ahead of ourselves. We think, oh, I got it all figured out. And we go straight to wanting to optimize. And it's usually when you think it's all coming together, that's when you really have to just tighten everything up so much. And so standardizing just really comes down to how you are running your system, like day in and day out, like clockwork, like back of your hand, show that you're doing that, that's just how you operate. Then you can start to optimize, then you can level up essentially, but not without putting in that groundwork that is time consuming and all encompassing and painful a lot of times, because it's hard it requires that amount of discipline and that amount of self-control and self-restraint.
The day-to-day, the grind that you have to kind of focus on and just let it grow. It can be hard day to day, but it's worth it. Okay, this next one's good. Habits plus deliberate practice equals mastery. And that's like such a good one-liner, right? So it clarifies how important your habits are. So if you set up habits within your system that work, and then you just do them, you study them, you execute every single day with your day trading or whatever your pursuit is, you practice, you show up, you study, you think, you discuss it with your partners in your community, you drill into what's working and what's not, and you trim the fat of what is not serving you, and you dive deeper into the things that you think are your real edge. And just putting in that work every day, just keeping your head down and pushing, that is the key to mastery. And I loved how he explained that in one of the chapters, because it was like, yes, this fits, because this is what we are doing. We are studying and pushing and figuring out what we are best at. And then when you actually execute that, when it comes down to time to put your money where your mouth is, it can get you where you need to go. It can get you to the mastery level. It's not a fast process, as you said, but it's the accurate way to do it.
Yes, it is. And another amazing quote in the book: when your identity and behavior are fully aligned, you are no longer pursuing behavior change. You're simply acting like the person you believe yourself to be. So that's the intention. I feel like that's really the intention of the book. That's the core essence, is that you can put all these systems in place for yourself. You can stack all these habits up. You can eventually become fully aligned. And that is the transformation. You've expanded your person now. You've changed your identity. And habits have the most staying power when your habits are about your identity and not so much about the results. So for example, I run because I'm a runner, and it's part of what feeds my spirit. It's my lifestyle. It's not because I need to lose weight or I want to look good. So changing your perspective, knowing that this is just who I am, this is what I do, therefore this is how I behave. Having that alignment, there's power in that. There's peace in that, and there's confidence in that.
Yeah, that was a great summary. This book really spoke to us so significantly with how it impacts what we're pursuing with day training, but also our entire lives. It was really transformative in terms of all of the ways that we're trying to elevate ourselves and who we are and what we're growing and evolving to. So excellent choice for us as an early recommendation for a must read, because it was really impactful. And we think that if you haven't checked it out, I think it's on a lot of lists. I mean, it's been well received to this world. It's an award-winning book. But if you haven't seen it, if you haven't read it, definitely check it out, you guys. So for us, we listen on Audible because we're such busy mamas, and it's easy to just pop it in your ear when you're driving, when you're cooking, when you're doing things around the house.
Totally. Audible is so awesome, and Atomic Habits is awesome. And so we want to hear from you all. If you have read it already, or if you're going to pick it up, let us know what you think and what your favorite parts were. And of course, thank you for being here with us. Please do us a favor and hit subscribe, hit notifications, and we'll be back with more discussions and good stuff for you all. Bye.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.